Okay. So your loadout's interesting. They don't really run Heartless, and you don't really have any resets in your loadout, which might benefit you if you did. I run this with Hideout 3. If you whirl and then billow, your whirl's on like a 2-second cooldown. It's pretty nice. Blade Dancer's pretty cool. This is like a lot of mobility, which I feel like Zhin benefits from quite a bit. Or at least the way I play Zhin, I'm not sure.
And here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is all fine. You see Khan coming and you rotate back. I don't know if you should have. I don't know if it would have made a difference if you didn't, but I don't think you needed to. And then everyone just kind of dies. Unfortunate. You said you had a hard time dealing with the Drogos, but I feel like you guys dealt with him as well as you could, honestly. One of your main problems is like wasting cooldowns. Like, you didn't need to billow there. The way I play Zhin is, because each one of his abilities is like different mobility slash utility. I always try to hold on to my billow as much as I can because it's the longest cooldown and it's like probably the most beneficial. So just keep that in mind, I guess. I would maybe wait for out of combat healing right here, or wait for the Damba to heal you a little bit, because you went in but then you were forced to billow, which means you don't have it for another 15 seconds. That's a good whirl. If you had billow here though, you could have billowed, and then if you had hideout you could have like whirled. You could have billowed trying to get over here, and then if the pressure was still, like if they were pressuring your position too much, you could have just whirled right back out and survived, I think. But spinning into people, like multiple people, is super OP. I don't know how Khan survived right there. I watched it like 6 times and I don't understand why he didn't die. But just Khan things, I guess. This is all good. Rip Rom, dude. Poor guy. There's not much to say about all of this. It's all like you're playing Ice Mines, man. You go for a lot of really aggressive ults like that, and you did kill the Cassie, but you knew Drogos was there. It was pretty risky. I don't know if you needed to ult the Cassie. I don't think it was bad. And aggressive ults aren't bad either. Like your ults for the most part were really really good this game. Um
Capture point
yeah.
spawning in 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morale, goodbye. That chunked you super hard, so that's lovely. You tanked that for the Inara. It's worth. It's fine. I think if you just billowed a little later there, you would have survived, but your team gets wiped, so I don't know how big of a deal it is. I don't think that was anything on you. It just felt like your tanks were disjointed, and the Dragos execute kind of like they win that. You guys get touch. Nice.
They got 2 of us.
Good old, good old. This is another situation though. I don't know if you needed to billow right there. Like, it was fine. You could have whirled out instead, I think, and had your billow to re-engage here. But you kind of go in like with no cooldowns, and then I can't remember if you die here or not. If you don't, you get super lucky. Yeah. This is all super good. Good aggression. I would have waited a second before I re-engaged right there. And like, if you go in an ult like that, you need to, and you use your billow, you need to be super sure that you're going to be in a safe situation, and this isn't really safe. Like, they're playing right outside spawn door, you're keeping them in their spawn, but you end up dying because of it. Maybe if the Rom was alive, you would have been able to pull that off, but I would have just waited. I'd have just retreated and waited, or whatever. You get super aggressive, like by yourself. There, it's unfortunate.
Enemy rampage. 30 seconds remaining.
Rip Rom again. Yeah. This round's done for. Why is Barrack sitting on the car all the way back there? What is he doing? Okay.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
Whenever I play Zhin, I miss at least half my ults, and I think you hit all of them, so 10 out of 10.
2, 1.
This is good. I don't know if you needed to ult the Drogos. He was pretty low. I'm pretty sure you would have killed him anyways, but it's fine. Like, it's a guaranteed pick. When I play Zhin on Ice Mine specifically, or like other maps that are, and I'm against a con, like maps where he can easily execute, I try to start the round by going. I don't know if this is the correct way to do things, because what you did worked out extremely well, but normally I try to look to ult the con at the beginning of the round. That way I get my execute off before he gets his. So just something to maybe think about in the future. But what you did, like, you guys won the fight, and you got all the picks on, like, both DPS. The fucking counter to the Drogos ult. 10 out of 10. Snoopy was probably pissed as fuck. Not sure how you didn't die right there, but it's fine. You could have whirled, instead of billowing, you could have whirled right over here. Where the fuck is my mouse? Like, over here. Because no one was really looking at you, but it's fine. I think holding onto your billow would help you a lot. You're really deep right here. This is all good. It's fine to die here. Your entire team died? You're Shaolin, dude. What? Rip him. You kind of tunnel Genos right here, and yeah. Something that I do a lot when I play Zhin, which is what happened to you right here, I'm pretty sure, is I use the wrong cooldown. Like if you billowed here or whirled, like counter's fucking annoying as shit because it locks you out of your other abilities, and like you can't really control that. So I would just be more mindful of when you counter. It's really fucking annoying, and it happens to me all the time, not gonna lie. But
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, like you would have, the Rom would still be alive if you ulted the Khan, but yeah, you felt like Drogoz was an issue, so like I understand getting rid of him. It's not a bad thing. I don't know if you didn't realize you stepped in the barrack ult for a second, but for some reason his ult does fucking 9 trillion damage per second, like over time after you step out of it. You could have billowed, but I mean, like, I'm assuming you just didn't know or realize. I mean, good ult, easy win. I think you did fine on Zhin. Like, there wasn't a whole lot to say. And you guys dealt with the Drogos as best you could, I feel like. I don't think there's anything else you could have done specifically for that. But I would just try and find a loadout that you like. I feel like Zhin is one of the more flexible champions when it comes to loadouts because he has like a counter build that you can run. Um, this is the only loadout I use, so don't judge me on the others. He has like a whirl one you can run. Like Zhin has a lot of really good fucking cards. So I would just play around with them and find one you like. I don't know if putting all of your points into Heartless and Footwork is the play though. But maybe. But yeah, that's all I really got. So